connected, seal the base, and like on top I support it from the side. Right up, that's going to be a taper, right? My cylinders are in bands, lean in the base, and then at the center up, right? If you're squeezing and allowing it to, they won't step in the air, right? You guys getting the feel for the sequence, right? And again, down, supporting it from the side, pressing from the top. Most important thing going on right now. Narrow and rise. And lift that ridge. Where it is after. Make sure there's some good compression here. Used to like the sequence, the three fingers. So I make this donut of clay, they call it chuck. And what that does, this allows you to center it upside down. You know, ideally it stays in place, it's happy, level. And then what I do is I just make sure I can look at it and see that it's close. I can see that it needs a little adjusting just by eye. And when I turn it on and spin it, I can get it right on, right? So once it's set, when you make a piece, it's automatically going to be a little thicker at the base, just to support itself while you're throwing it. So what potters do is they carve away the extra clay. This clay is now at what we call leather hard stage, right? So you carve it and it'll have some structural integrity to it still, and it's somewhat soft as well. So I'll just kind of take away that extra clay gradually as it's spinning. And I'm really thinking about kind of continuing this thrown line, working with clay wheels called throwing, right? So I'm continuing that thrown line into the foot area. Just finding a nice flow. I want it to be really natural, not draw attention to the fact that I started carving here, right? So I want it to just flow with that curve just right. And if I make the inside of the piece correct, I won't have any issues with, you know, carving too thin or carving through the piece. So I have to be focused on what I'm doing on the inside of the piece when I'm first making it, so that now I don't run into problems. I definitely can have. Alright, so I'm pretty close to that line looking just right. Sometimes it's just a millimeter here or there to make a difference in that line just flowing and not drawing attention to itself, right? So some there, which I think is about there. What happens is I expose some of the sand in the clay. So what that does is it comes out in the form of lines on the outside. So what I'll do is I'll just use this rib here, smooth it, compress it, finish that surface. So it's more like the clay. Clay is the surface on the front side. Using the same tool to smooth it as I did when I was making it, right? So now that just has a nice continuous, smooth, clean line that seems to ring true with the form. So what happens also is I leave a little extra clay at the bottom of this piece, so it's kind of thick. It might be half inch, 3/4 of an inch thick. So what I can do is I can take away the clay at the intersection by just diving in right there. And then I can scoop out the rest of it by just diving in with this point. Removing just that excess layer of clay here, giving a finished look to it, and it just kind of refines it. Attention to this edge. You've got to carve the foot. Use my fingers to kind of smooth the foot a little bit. Then we can take a look at it and see what it looks like.